Hello and welcome to the second day of TTG Aussie Fest, our luxury edition. We hope you had a really good day yesterday hearing about the many expert ways to plan Australia trips, and now it's time to see the destination really come to life. Before we crack on with the day, I'm delighted to let you know the first winner of our daily ESOP draw, and that is Nicola Foley of Travel Counsellors. Congratulations to you. Now, to this, the daily ESOP goodies, you need to take a picture of yourself back out in the virtual photo booth, and then snap a little picture of you with some fun Aussie around you, and then you can just post that onto your social channel, Instagram or up onto Facebook, onto Twitter as well. But you may have to just download the picture I discovered yesterday when I was having a little play around with it. But anyway, congratulations to Nicola. And now throughout the day, the sessions, you will be seeing polls that appear in the rooms that you go into. This is when you start to answer some fun little questions about the sessions that you're watching. The more questions you answer, the more chances you have to go towards the selection process for the FAM trip. Now, our first virtual FAM is with Discover Aboriginal Experiences. And this one is guided by Nicole Mitchell, who is the Executive Director with Tourism Australia, who looks after this amazing collection. She's going to share with you how you can integrate some of these important elements into your trip planning. And you should also be getting an insight into Barawa, which is the experience of climbing Sydney Harbour Bridge with an Indigenous storyteller as your guide. Now, after you've seen that video, Nicole will be back live with me, along with Jane Hardy, who's Sales Manager for Bridge Climb Sydney, and they're going to answer any questions you have about that element of visiting Australia. After that, we're going to move on to wildlife. And we all know Australia has plenty of that, so stay tuned at 10 o'clock for the virtual FAM from Australian Wildlife Journeys. And finally, today at 11 o'clock, who wants to know more about some Australian chocolate? Some of you will have received the actual chocolate to sample during the live workshop. But even if you don't have your own, please do still tune in for that fascinating session from Haig's Chocolates, which is Australia's oldest family-owned chocolate-making company. And they're going to be trying 5 different chocolates, I believe. So there's still plenty of information you can glean from the session, even if you don't have the chocolate with you at home. So don't forget to answer the polls in the questions as you go along, and please enjoy the first session.
Badiri Cameroon, which is hello in the local language of the Gadigal people of Orani, also known as Sydney. Welcome to the Discover Aboriginal Experiences session. I'm Nicole Mitchell, the Executive Officer. Today I'm here in Orani. It's a beautiful 31 degrees outside. And I would like to begin by acknowledging and pay my respects to the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, who are the traditional owners of this beautiful region. Thank you for joining our session today. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to Discover Aboriginal Experiences, show you a short 3-minute video, and then we're going to hand over to one of our members for our Indigenous Climb Experience, where our Indigenous storyteller Shona will take us back in time from the top of the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge to give you a taste of the experience. Because of course, what a great place to learn about culture. So speaking about culture, I thought I'd start with a bit of a history lesson today, just a brief one, but no one else in the world can quite claim a cultural legacy like Aboriginal Australia, with the oldest living culture dating back at least 65,000 years. So that's something that really, truly sets us apart from any other destination in the world for that unique experience. Importantly, Aboriginal culture is not actually just one culture. It's made up of many cultures with great diversity. If you picture the colourful map of Europe, it's very similar for Australia with many countries. You might not know this, but there's still 120 different dialects spoken. And what's fantastic is tourism aids in the sustainability of those local languages as they're handed down through generations. So when you're looking at a map of Australia, every part is Aboriginal country, and every part has a different story to be told. So visitors should be looking at including experiences in the locations that they visit. We also know that today's conscious traveller is increasingly looking for a sense of real connection to the places that they visit and from their travel experiences. And this is exactly what the businesses in the collective can provide. That Aboriginal guided experience that all our experiences have creates a great connection to place. And it's also that the people that we meet in our travels often stay with us forever. So hearing the cultural stories and traditions brings that landscape to life. So you're probably now wondering, well, what is Discover Aboriginal Experiences exactly? So it's a marketing collective, part of the Signature Experiences program for Australia that taps into people's passion points. Each member of the collective is considered a leader in Aboriginal tourism, and we're offering over 160 experiences from 45 businesses around Australia. And that's FIT experiences, and they can also be tailor-made. But most importantly, and what's the key value in the collective, is the experiences are all led by Aboriginal guides who are graciously sharing their story with their guests. So DAE is like your one-stop shop for Aboriginal cultural tourism in Australia and making it easier for you, our trade partners. A rigorous membership selection process ensures that every experience guided by an Indigenous knowledge holder, guests can be assured of an authentic and meaningful interaction with Aboriginal cultures, no matter what type of experience they choose or location. We have experiences in urban and regional locations. Tour operators looking to participate in our collective have to meet a range of criteria, and we really pay attention to the market needs, expectations in terms of reliability, consistently, collaboration, and also export ready. So you know you're getting your commissionable rates, that you're getting response times, for example, that are required for you to be able to get back to your clients. A diverse range of experiences are on offer, including quad biking, kayaking, hiking, fishing, catching a mud crab, plenty of sightseeing, and art and food experiences. The experiences are small and personalised, and that really allows for that interaction. And they range from an hour to overnight adventures. So really, from what you can see, there's literally something in it for everyone, whether they be an adventure seeker, foodie, or a nature lover. Let's have a look at an itinerary, for example, and I can show you how you can flavour in these experiences. So if we're in Sydney, we know that we can do Burruwa Indigenous Climb. Another experience you could do is a walking tour around Sydney Harbour with Dreamtime Southern Cross. So that's a unique welcome to Australia. It's a beautiful welcome. Or you could head up to Uluru, or your guest could head up to Uluru and do a dot painting workshop with Mariku Arts. That's actually conducted in the local Pitjantjatjara language and with a translator. And you learn about how the dot art forms a story. So visitors make their own story and a memento of their trip to Australia. Of course, heading to the beautiful sparkling Great Barrier Reef with Dreamtime Dive and Snorkel, where you can learn about the ancient relationships between humans, marine creatures, and of course the ecosystems that they've shared for 10,000s of years. Whilst you're in the region, you might also want to go to the World Heritage Daintree National Park with walkabout cultural tours. And this is a classic example of really bringing that landscape to life with the Gugilangi culture and understanding the culture and the plant uses. Not to give too much away, because you should definitely go and try it on a trip to Australia. So that's just a really brief sample. So how can you find out more? So we've just launched a dedicated website for Discover Aboriginal Experiences, and with links to all the members. The key thing on our research for what you, our partners, wanted, for example, out of a site was great search capability. And we've absolutely delivered on that. You can search by duration, location, experience type, time of the year. So this isn't a hard, site name to remember. It's discoveraboriginalexperiences.com. The site also features a dedicated trade and media portal at the bottom of the homepage, and that is there to assist you, our partners, with downloadable resources such as our portfolio, brochure, and our media kit. Our portfolio look out for in particular, because that provides in-depth details on all of the experiences, departure days, minimum numbers, contact details. There's also links there that you can download assets. So to complement this site, we've also introduced social media channels on both Instagram and Facebook. So I would love it if you would follow us at Discover Aboriginal Experiences. We pop up lots of fun storied ideas. Last week we had some recipes up there as well. Additionally, we've got a dedicated Aussie specialist course on Discover Aboriginal Experiences. So we encourage you to jump onto that platform and do the course, and it actually takes you the whole way through Australia and how you can flavour those itineraries to make a great itinerary an awesome one. So in summing up, DAE is a marketing organisation, so all your bookings are done with the members by your distribution partners, or as you as a distribution partner, direct with the partner. However, we're here as a resource, so would you have any questions? So there's myself and Liz Knowles, and there is a central email address of dae@tourism.australia.com. So I'm going to show you a short video now, which is a quick journey around Australia that showcases the diversity of experiences that I've been talking about. This video is also available on that Trade and Media portal, as well as shorter versions should you wish to share it on your social. So it's just a 3-minute video, and then you're going to be jumping straight into Boorowa Indigenous Climb with Shona to get a little bit of a taste of this experience. So enjoy being in my home Sydney, or running, and enjoy the amazing view. Jane from Boorowa and myself will join you at the end should you have any questions. Thanks again.
For my love country. Welcome to the adventure. The adventure is to show and share our culture. Every plant, every animal is our family. They are our ancestors. They live, they grow, so we can live and grow. We are all connected. To connect our mind, body, and soul to the land, we dance. We share the light. We share the land. We share this journey. Join us for the adventure. Our country is waiting for you.
When people come to Sydney, they see the iconic Sydney Harbour Bridge, they see the Opera House, and they see the beautiful harbour that surrounds the icons. But what many visitors may overlook is the rich culture here in Australia that is so deep, it goes back thousands of years. The culture of Aboriginal people is deeply intertwined with the natural environment in Sydney. By offering the Burrawa Climb, we are able to take people on a journey to envision Sydney as it was pre-colonial era, and tell the story of local people who lived in this area for thousands of years. Hi, my name is Shona. I am a climb leader here at Bridge Climb Sydney, and I am also a First Nation storyteller for the Burrawa experience. I am a Nunukka woman from North Stradbroke Island, which is in Queensland, and its traditional name is Minjirrabah. I would love to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land that we are on, and that are the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation. Eora is consisted of 29 different mobs that spread all throughout the Hawkesbury, Nepean and the Georges River. When we reach the summit, we'll be in between two great lands, Gadigal land and the Camaragal land. The Burrawa Bridge Climb experience was launched in the beginning of 2021 and has since become one of the most popular climb experiences at Bridge Climb. This unique experience is 3 hours from start to finish and takes climbers on a 1,332-step journey along the Upper Eastern Arch to the summit and back down the Western Arch while listening to the facts and stories of Aboriginal culture, language and history of Sydney. The climb departs weekly, every Wednesday and Saturday. Each Burrawa Climb ticket includes a $20 donation to our charity partner Tribal Warrior, an Aboriginal-led not-for-profit organisation that works to empower community through culture and family and support the young people and their families. Once climbers have checked in, our team will assist climb preparations and provide all the safety equipment needed to ensure climbers feel secure and confident throughout their climb. At Bridge Climb, we take safety very seriously and are committed to providing the best possible experience. On the summit climb route itself, climbers will be required to make their way up 4 ladders on the bridge and will undergo the simulation experience prior to heading on the bridge climb to make sure they are adequately prepared. Once climbers have geared up for their climb and have harnesses and radios attached, a small ochre ceremony will take place right before we leave for the tunnel. This ochre represents the people coming from all around the world, connecting to one another, but also connecting to the land that we're on. As we enter the tunnel, you can see the bridge and you can hear some music. This music is over 230 years old. Bennelong is a very significant man in our history, and he wrote this song while he was over in England in 1793. He performed it in front of King George III, and it's about the love for his land, the love for his people, and the love for his wife, Barangaroo. As we make our way up towards the summit, we have so many significant landmarks in our harbour. Bennelong Point is where the Opera House sits, named after Bennelong himself. Kirribilli, which translates into good fishing spot. Fort Denison, traditional name is Matawanya. It is where the women would come off their nawis and fish on the rocks. Manly, named after the very manly men to the north, the Camaraigles. They were described as much more bigger, much more broad-shouldered than the clans to the south. We'll learn a lot about the Eora Nation, Camaraigle to the north, the people of the high water, Bidjigal to the south, the people of the flat water, Gadigal, the land that we are on, they are the people of the grass tree, Wongal to the west, the place of the Warrain, and Badamadigal, the people of the waterways of the eel. Now the eel is a very sacred animal in our creation story today. While we are up at the summit, you will learn a dance. It is the eel dance. The eel dance teaches you the creation story of this harbour, of the Bitter Bitter. It is the Bora Bitter, and this large eel created what we see today, swallowing up all of the evil and leaving only the good, creating this harbour. We will dance on top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge, becoming that eel. Thank you for listening today, and we hope to see you soon on top of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. Yanu.
Stick. Wow, that was fantastic. Thank you so much, Nicole, for creating that amazing video for us. And to Jane, welcome. Thanks for joining us to talk about Bridge Climb with all our lovely agents this morning. I know it's dinner time, well, probably gone dinner time over there with you, so much appreciated. We've already had a few comments. I saw you'd answered people asking about the age. So minimum age is 8, and the oldest you've had is 100 years old doing it, which is incredible. So please do post any other questions you have in that chat there, but I'm just going to kick off by asking Nicole just to give us a little bit of a background really to Discover Aboriginal Experiences, like how long has it been going and what are some of the most popular ones?
Yeah, excuse me, absolutely. So we started the collective in 2018 with 35 businesses that we've been working with for a number of years, and we're now up to 45 businesses. So all members to be in the collective have to meet a strict criteria of membership that's reviewed every year. So it's not a paid-in collective. It's based on being the best of the best Indigenous or Aboriginal guided experiences in Australia. And it really depends on your interest because there's something in it for everyone. You know, if someone's a foodie and interested, one of the highlights that I find is with the lovely Annie Dale or Dale Tilbrook, which is from Perth, her experience. Or if you want to go up mud crabbing, you know, with Wine Walker on the beach at Coya Beach, just north of Port Douglas. Art is always popular, so there's scene rock art, but also you can make your own dot painting in Central Australia. But I think the one, you know, experience that everybody should do is not just think about having a regional experience, but having an urban experience, such as Burrawa Bridge Climb. Because, you know, every part of Australia is Aboriginal country, as I mentioned before, and it's a different story and different cultures. So, but they're all fantastic. Someone asked me today for my favourite, and I went, no, I just can't do that.
Like your kids, you can't have a favourite one. So, Jane, let's get some practical bits and pieces from you. Does this climb operate in all weather?
Pretty much. The only time that we cancel a climb is if there's imminent electrical storms, because the bridge is rather a large chunk of steel and likes lightning. But that's the only time really that we would cancel a climb. And if that happens, we get people off the bridge fairly quickly. And if they haven't been to the summit already as part of their climb, we'll reschedule them, or if we can, and worst case, we'll offer a refund if they're, you know, traveling home overseas the next day. The only other instance is excessively strong winds, but that doesn't tend to happen in Sydney. I've been with Bridge Climb for 13 years next week, and it's only happened twice during my time there. So it has to be, you know, really, 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 really strong.
Yeah, okay, good to know. Everyone's on social media these days. In fact, somebody just asked if there is kind of a minute clip or a shorter clip of the Burrower that people can use, so maybe you can address that. But also, you can't actually you can't use your phones and stuff when you're up there, can you? So is there a way of kind of capturing the moment for people and stuff when they're up on the bridge?
Yeah, absolutely. The climb leaders are all trained as part of their climb leader training in photography. So we take a number of images while they're out there, which are available when people return to purchase. And we also take a short video clip, an 11-second video of anywhere, they can be doing anything. They can be doing, some dance or whatever they like. They can shout out to their friends, which they can then post to their socials afterwards. And within the climb base itself, they can obviously take photos apart from in the preparation area around the dressing rooms. The reason that you can't take cameras or phones on the bridge is basically because if anything falls off the bridge, it could cause a serious accident on the road deck below, which is one of Sydney's major roads in and out of the city. And also there's certain safety and security reasons as well. There's parts of the bridge that are not allowed to be filmed for security reasons.
Yeah, makes sense. Nicole's just posted, John, that there is a little snapshot social video you can grab off the website, which is great. And still on the bridge, you mentioned that, we've spoken about the age limit. Are there any health requirements, or are people, some people may have to think twice about doing it, or any restrictions?
Most people are perfectly okay to climb. We've got a couple that require a certificate of fitness from people, which they can download off our website and they take it to their GP. We prefer it's their personal GP because they'll have their history. And that's anyone who's pregnant up to 24 weeks will require a certificate of fitness. And anyone who's 75 years and older will require one. And then there's certain things that would preclude people from climbing. For example, if someone's had an epileptic seizure in the last 6 months, we wouldn't allow them to climb. If they've had major surgery or have major heart problems, then obviously we wouldn't allow them to climb. But general health conditions such as asthma or diabetes, the climb leaders can take puffers up the bridge with them or snacks for diabetics. And we'll just ask them a few questions when they first arrive. They fill out a declaration form, and as long as they've got the required medication with them, then they should be fine.
Great. Okay, good practical information. Thank you. How do people book it? Can they book it in advance? Is it a trade-friendly, bookable experience? Normally, and particularly for Burrower, which we've just seen.
Yep, absolutely. So it's available through all the traditional trade channels. We work with all the key wholesalers and ITOs, so you should be able to purchase it there. If you aren't working with any of them at the moment, we're not working with online travel agents. So just a heads up that we've currently just resourcing reasons, we're not working with them. But all your traditional channels, we work with all the key agents in the UK.
Cool. Okay. Nicole, on that booking point as a broader question, can people book the Indigenous experiences through your site, or is that more for marketing and info and itinerary building, that kind of thing? How do they book them?
Yes, think separately. It's more for marketing and information, but the search has got a great search capability. So you can search by duration, location, by theme, and that will give you a direct link to the business, so to their booking page, for example. Or obviously, if you've got your distribution relationships, you can book through, whether it's your inbound tour operator or everything. So we're, I guess, a marketing arm for all the Indigenous businesses.
Okay.
And I might just jump in and say, of course, you can book through bridgeclimb.com as well as your traditional channels if you don't have someone that you can book through.
Of course. Just very quickly to wrap up, Nicole, families, is this a great experience for families because it's a great way of learning about where they are? Are you seeing more families coming and doing this kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's, with kids and family holidays, you're after a bit of active adventure. So there's things like, stand-up paddleboarding. We've got kayaking. We've got walking experiences. We've got art classes like in Port Douglas and Uluru, as I mentioned. So you have so many different options for families. And I think it's a good family thing and learning and sharing about culture. I know a lot of kids in particular are interested.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate you coming on so late at night, talk to our agents live. And everyone else, we'll see you in the next session in just a couple of seconds. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Great to see you. Thank you.